So hello everyone, welcome to this new video. So in our previous videos we have covered with the first chapter of the fifth module, two-port parameters, right, two-port networks. Hope you have covered all of the concepts and listened all of the concepts, and hope you have given your very good attempt in the exam. Okay, I'm sorry that I could only do 2.5 modules for the backlog students. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with the rest of the portions and all. We have left with one more chapter here, that is chapter 2, resonance of fifth module. Okay, so I have the brief notes here. So using these notes I'm going to explain each and every concept, derivation and some of the problems which are straightforward. Okay, I'm just going to I've already solved it, I'm just going to explain it to you all. Okay, so yeah, first chapter is already done, all of the concepts I've covered it. Those who have not seen it, please watch it. Please share this with your juniors, or this is from now onwards I'm making currently videos for third sem students, because now the next exam of network analysis is for third sem students, right? So yeah, so that's why. So be updated now. So now I'm going to upload regularly the videos. Okay, so this is the second chapter, that is resonance. Okay, so now first let us see the definition of resonance. Resonance is defined as the phenomenon in which applied voltage and resulting current are in phase. Okay, so this is the basic definition of resonance. It is defined as the phenomenon in which the applied voltage and resulting current are in phase. That is, the voltage and current won't be varying in accordance to time. They would be in phase. So we can directly write the relation, that is V is directly proportional to I, or V equal to IR, we know according to the Ohm's law, right? So here applied voltage and resulting current are in phase, that is they are same. So here V equal to I in case of resonance. Okay, so with this we are going to use prove it with the two different kinds of resonance, that is one is series resonance and parallel resonance. By applying this condition, let us see what are the relations which we obtain. Okay, so thus in any AC circuits under the condition of resonance, the reactance gets cancelled if the inductive and capacitive reactances are in series, or the susceptance gets cancelled if the inductance and capacitive reactances are in parallel. And the complex impedance in AC circuit consists of only the resistive part. Okay, so here while we do the simplification and substitution part, we would be left with only the resistive part, and all the inductive and capacitive reactances along with the susceptance in inductive capacitive reactances and all the complex impedances would be getting neglected, or we can say that it would be getting cancelled, which you are going to see in our further classes. Okay, how it is interrelated to each other. So this is the one thing. Resonance in a series circuit is referred as series resonance, and whereas the resonance in the parallel circuit is referred to as parallel resonance. Okay, or parallel resonance is also called as anti-resonating circuit. Okay, I've told you two kinds of resonance basically, that is resonance in a series circuit is referred as series resonance. Resonance in parallel circuit or parallel resonance, it is called as parallel resonance or anti-resonance. Okay, so this was the brief introduction of resonance. So now let's get to a few more concepts. The next concept is about Q factor. Okay, Q factor, or it is also called as figure of merit. Okay, how this Q factor is given as? Q factor has one particular formula, that is Q is equal to 2 pi into maximum energy stored per cycle divided by energy dissipated per cycle. Okay, 2 pi is the standard factor. Okay, because it would be a standard limit for most of the resonating circuits, into the maximum energy stored per cycle, that is either it may be a positive or negative cycle. The energy consumed in that cycle, that is the maximum energy stored per cycle, divided by energy dissipated, that is one is energy stored, another one is energy dissipated or energy released through that. Okay, figure of merit. So one is maximum energy stored per cycle divided by energy dissipated or energy released by that particular cycle. So this is given as Q factor. So now let us see what is this series resonance now, and we are going to get one expression for resonating frequency in this case of series resonance, which is very important. You should be so one more thing I'm going to tell you are whatever the derivations and concepts I tell and whatever the end results we obtain, right, the formulas, those are very very important. That is, whatever I mark it in box, right, you should be noting that, because related to that formulas only the problems would be asking for this resonance part. Okay, so please note that. So let us see what is the series resonance circuit. For that we should be drawing the series resonating circuit. resonance circuit consists of one voltage source along with the RLC components in series. Okay, so that's why it is called as series resonating circuit. Okay, RLC, that is resistor, inductor, capacitor, would be connected in series. Along the resistor we are having the resistance voltage VR, inductive voltage VL, capacitive voltage VC. Okay, and we are having one voltage source, input voltage source, that is Vin, that is also represented as A sin omega t. Okay, like this we draw one circuit here. Then we know that omega is equal to 2 pi f, right? We know the formula for omega, which I have studied in our lower classes. That is omega is equal to 2 pi f. These are all the conditions you should be knowing. Now, consider a series LCR circuit. The impedance of this circuit is given by, we know that R is equal to V by I, right? According to Ohm's law. But now let us consider the impedance part. So now impedance would be equal to Z is equal to V by I. Okay. Also, this Z can be written as R plus J XL minus XC. Okay, where this XL and XC are the reactances. One is the inductive reactance and one is the capacitive reactance. This Z impedance can also be written as R plus J into XL minus XC, where this J is the complex conjugate. Okay, complex part. Now multiply this J, what you would be getting is Z is equal to R plus JXL minus JXC, where we know that what is the inductive reactance. Inductive reactance XL is given as omega times L, and capacitive reactance XC is given as 1 by omega times C. Okay, that we should be substituting here in place of XL and XC in this equation. Then we would be getting Z is equal to R plus J times omega L minus 1 by omega C. I've just substituted the value of XL and XC here. Okay, so like this we got one equation. Write this in a box because we need it in a further derivation. Now omega is the frequency angular, that is the omega is here. In this case the omega value is called as the angular frequency, and its unit is radian per second. Okay, keep it in mind, the frequency and the angular frequency both are different. For only frequency the unit is represented in terms of hertz, and in case of angular frequency the unit is represented in terms of radian per second. Okay, that you should be keeping in mind. According to definition of resonance, at resonance the reactive part in impedance is 0. Okay, we have already discussed the definition of resonance. As you can see that according to the resonance, what they say, the reactive part, that is the inductive and capacitive reactance are in series, it gets cancelled. When it gets cancelled, the value would be equal to 0, right? So that only they are mentioned here according to the definition of resonance. At resonance the reactive part of in impedance is 0. So then what we would be getting? Let frequency of resonance be denoted as omega naught. Now let us change this value of omega to omega naught, and also they have told you the reactance part is equal to 0, right? So this equation here we are going to equate it to 0 here, where I have replaced omega by omega naught here. Okay, in the whatever is there in the reactance part here bracket, that I am equating it to 0 as per the given resonance definition. Okay, so now at resonance what we would be getting this condition, that is omega naught L minus 1 by omega naught C is equal to 0. Okay, that if we bring this 0, if you want to cancel and bring this term to other side, this would be positive. So we would be getting omega naught L is equal to 1 by omega naught C. Okay, so now multiply this omega naught, bring the cross multiply here, so you would be getting omega naught square is equal to 1 by LC. This L I am bringing it to other side cross multiplying, so you would be getting 1 by LC. So square on both sides, that is this would be square root of omega naught square and square root of 1 by root LC. So root square would be getting cancelled, you would be left with omega naught, that is equal to 1 by square root of LC. You know that square root of 1 is 1 itself, and omega is the angular frequency, so that's why it is represented in radian per second. And also we know the value of omega, that is equal to 2 pi f. So omega naught would be equal to 2 pi f naught. So substitute that and write 2 pi f naught is equal to 1 by root LC. Then f naught is equal to, bring 2 pi to other side, so that would be 1 divided by 2 pi into square root of LC hertz. So this f naught here and this f naught is called as the series resonating frequency. Okay, keep it in mind. Our goal is in this series resonance we should be finding the value of the resonating frequency f naught, and this f naught is represented as the series resonating frequency, which is very important. You should be remembering this. Okay, one question is fixed from series resonance part. Okay, so this is the expression we obtained, and we can conclude by saying that when we equate the resonating part That is omega naught L minus 1 by omega naught C equal to 0. If we make it, what we would be getting, the resonating term would be completely cancelled out, and the frequency left out here is 1 by 2 pi square root of LC. It consists of the LC components. Thus, the series LCR circuit resonance may be produced by either varying frequency for the given constant values of L and C, okay, by varying the frequency, that is F0, or varying either L and C or both for the given frequency. Okay, so this is the conclusion you obtained here, and this is the expression for series resonance. So hope this derivation is clear. Very important, it would be coming for 7 to 8 marks. Okay, so please note it down. Next is about phasor diagram. Figure below shows the phasor diagram for series LCR circuit for different frequencies, keeping both L and C constant. Okay, so here we have 3 different phasor diagrams, which is not important, but just for a reference I have drawn it. One is for F less than F0, one is for F equal to F0, and one is for F greater than F1. What are the relations which you obtain, okay, for different values of frequencies. Okay, so this is on phasor diagram. You can pause the video and you can make a note of it. Okay, next let us discuss about one more concept, that is impedance variation. So now what is this impedance variation? The impedance in series LCR circuit is given as we have told, that is Z is equal to R plus J times omega L plus 1 by omega C. Okay, this is XL plus XC. Okay, hope this is clear. The impedance in series LCR circuit. Now magnitude of Z. Okay, let us try to take it magnitude. Okay, what we will be getting? Z is equal to R square plus the imaginary term square, that is omega L plus 1 by omega C the whole square. So at resonance, we know that the condition at resonance is the reactive part is equal to 0. So that if we equate it, we will be getting omega L is equal to 1 by omega C. So what we will be getting here, if omega L is equal to 1 by omega C, then we can say that the reactive part completely vanishes because it is equal to 0. We would be left with only square root of R square, that is equal to R. So at impedance variation, the impedance in series LCR circuit is given like this. If we take its magnitude, we would be getting the value of the magnitude of Z is equal to the resistive part. Okay, so we can, one more conclusion is that Z is equal to R whenever the circuit is at resonance. Okay, keep that in mind. So at resonance, magnitude of impedance is equal to R. For all other frequency, it is greater than R. Okay, keep it in mind, for all other frequency, it is strictly greater than R. Therefore, we can conclude that the impedance of series LCR circuit is minimum, and at resonance it is equal to R. So at impedance, the series LCR circuit is minimum, and at resonance it is always equal to the resistance. Okay, this condition you should not be forgetting. So this is the plot here for that, for Z0 equal to R ohm. Then the current in series resonance circuit is given as I is equal to V by Z, that is V divided by R, or the value of Z I have substituted here. This is in impedance, and in resonance it is equal to R. So I is equal to V by R, it is at resonance. Okay. So these are the graphs here, very important graphs, you can note it down. Okay. So next let us discuss about Q factor of series resonance circuit. Okay. This is again very important. Q factor, or it is also called as quality factor. Okay. It is represented as quality factor or Q factor, or we can say that it is represented as Q naught for the resonating circuits. Okay. So let us discuss Q factor for series resonance circuit. Q factor for series resonance circuit, it is given as omega naught L by R. Okay, this formula, I told you that whatever I write in box, you should be noting in doubt, because those formulas are very important. Q naught is given as omega naught L by R, or 1 by omega naught CR, where what I have done is the value of omega naught L, we know that at resonance omega naught L is equal to 1 by omega naught C, right? So that only I have replaced it. In place of omega naught L, I have replaced it by 1 by omega naught C. So Q naught is equal to omega naught L by R. So what is the value of omega naught L in series resonating circuit? The value of omega naught, we have got it as 1 by square root of LC, right? That I am substituting here, and L we have divided by R. So 1 by R, and here we can substitute this L by multiplying square root of L 2 times. So we can cancel 1 L here. We would be left with 1 by R into square root of L by C. Okay, so this is the Q factor expression of a series resonating circuit. Okay, in case of a series resonance, we would be getting this expression for Q naught. Okay, this is very important. At resonance, the value of Q naught for series resonating circuit is 1 by R into square root of L by C. Okay, keep it in mind, note it down, very important. So that's all for this session, guys. In this session we have started with resonance, and we have discussed the series resonating and series resonating circuit, and we have discussed the impedance condition and variation, that is Z is equal to R, and we have discussed with the Q factor. So please like this video, share this video to a huge number. Please watch our previous videos, and that's all, guys. Thank you.